This show is heavily indebted to CNN's Crossfire and ESPN's Pardon the Interruption.
To all those haters out there who are really picky about stats and numbers, that's not us. We're just a couple of guys trying to have some fun. We're not Jake Los.
We're not geniuses.
No. But we hope you enjoy the show. Welcome everyone to the third episode of News. My name is Renee Hovell from LA.
I'm Kevin McFarland from San Francisco.
And on this show we're going to be talking about comment on Deal Day again, the NFL draft, and the legal status of this show. But today we're going to start off with the recently announced $200,000 given by the university to ASG to put up an event during winter quarter. Now I think this is a great idea. You know, it's winter quarter, students need things to go to, you know. To get out of the drudge and all this crap that's going on. My only problem is I have a couple questions. You know, first of all, is where is this money coming from?
Yeah.
You know, this is money that could go to the ASG allotment for A, B, you know, and T status groups. I think that would work. The other thing is, it's the university who's going to choose who comes. It's not like a group of students who are going to be like, hey, let's bring Bono. Hey, let's bring Clinton. It's going to be these old dudes on a committee deciding who's coming. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I would also be questioning the Daily's headline of a Deal Day during winter.
Yeah, that's
I really don't think they should be bringing multiple people. Mm-hmm. This allotment is $200,000 to book a venue like Welsh Rhyme because it costs thousands of dollars to get that place open, and to bring a big name speaker here. Yeah. That if you have that $200,000 allotment, you bring one big person. You bring people that are out of our price range for student groups now.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the university is doing this, that they may have better standing in getting like big political speakers or big, I'm not even sure entertainers. The A&O has done a good job of getting big entertainers. Yeah. And I know in the proposal that Alex White was saying something, how trying to get like Coldplay or other big names like that, that would necessitate that much money. So I think that the university doing this will get us more big name speakers.
Yeah, I mean one of the great things that I did was my freshman year, I went and saw James Carville at Con, and that in itself was a great experience. So I think a speaker like that would be good. A&L can take care of concerts.
Yeah. So last weekend, Danica Patrick, a racer on the IndyCar circuit, won her first race. This made not that much news in the sports world. It was a kind of a little blip on the radar. And it's the first victory for a woman in racing, first big on the biggest professional circuit. And I think this is actually a really big deal. I think that her win is really important for racing. I think it's really important for women's sports because the only places where women have dominance in sports are in their own leagues. Yeah. Women's tennis is really prominent. The WNBA is kind of floundering a little bit, especially since Elisa Leslie has gone and had a kid. But I think this is big. This is the first big female win in a completely male-dominated sport of racing.
Yeah. Here's my problem with this: is it might be her fault, it might not be, but this win is big. I understand that, but it would have been a lot bigger if it would have happened, let's say, 2 races after she was third in a race, where she led and then she ended third. It's the same thing that happened with Beckham when he came. Huge, you know, media hype for Beckham. He gets injured, people just lose interest.
Yeah.
Danica, she finished third. She didn't do anything for like a year and a half. You know, she just wasn't.
But I mean, the other thing,
there's a career. The other thing, and I don't mean to sound like an idiot when I say this, but it wasn't in the United States. It was in Japan.
It was in Japan.
It was in Japan. You know, it's a race that not many people know of. You know, it's not the big race.
I can't think of a single person that watched it. Yeah. But I still think it's an important win.
It's definitely an important win. I hope she wins more. I hope she can, you know, make a transfer. The other thing is NASCAR is also more popular than Indy racing.
Yeah.
It just is. The other piece of news is, I'm sure everyone got in the email a couple days ago from the university, is that there is a increase in money for health insurance for students offered by Aetna, who used to be Chickering, and also a decrease in the deductible. Mm-hmm. Now, I personally think this is great. I didn't have health insurance until I came to NU. It's just something that I couldn't afford. You know, that being said, it's a good change from last year, but it's not exactly the best change from 3 years ago. When I was a freshman, there was no deductible for anything. Last year there was $1,000 deductible,
which was a bit,
too high. I mean, you know, I couldn't afford, you know, physical therapy for my knee because it was $1,000. $250, that's a little better, you know. The other thing that they don't mention though, and that I have a problem with, is there are 2 tiers of student financial aid for health insurance, and this one's only covering the $250 one. I don't know about the other one.
The 2 tiers, I'm not really. It doesn't get mentioned in the email at all. I think that's something that's really important to note, that there are going to be a lot of people that aren't getting that the best coverage that Northwestern has, and they're advertising the best coverage in that email, that they're not going to tell you which tier you're in, and people are going to find out that they're not actually going to get covered in this way. But that being said, I think that reducing the deductible by $750 is good. It'll make it a lot more affordable for people to actually get health care that they need, because the university will pay for it. They'll pay for 80% of your health care, and they cap the student pay at $1,000.
There's still a little bit, you know, bureaucratic crap that goes on between Searle and hospitals and stuff, but that's be dealt with anyway.
I think it could be dealt with. All right. So this Saturday starts the giant hoopla that is the NFL draft. Of course, on Saturday, Jets fans will feel horrible about their picks, and we will sit there for 8 hours while they pick the first round. But the first pick's already happened. Dolphins already picked Jake Long out of Michigan. Renee, I don't really like this. I'm tired of the hoopla that is the NFL draft. I think that there are not that many surprise picks. There really isn't that much drama. Last year with, who was it, falling down the board, they got picked by the Notre Dame quarterback.
Brady Quinn.
Yeah, Brady Quinn. They got picked by Cleveland, who fell down the draft board, and people made a huge deal out of it. I'm not so into the drama that is draft day. Jets fans friggin' hate it every year. Those commercials that go for the NFL draft, I don't like it. I'm not going to watch it. I'll read the picks the next day.
I love the draft. That being said, I'm not going to sit around to watch the 9 hours of draft.
There you go.
But I love the first hour, 2 hours. The first 10 picks I love, because most of these teams, with the exception of the Patriots, are teams that actually need this help. You know, like for example, Darren McFadden, he can change the Raiders. If he falls down, the Raiders take him. Al Davis, for God knows why, is probably going to take a puncher from like East Michigan because he's an idiot. But I like the draft. The other reason the draft is a great idea is because if your girlfriend wants to take you to like a baby shower or with her friends shopping, you say, hey, I have 9 hours of things that I need to do. I'm just saying.
But what are those 9 hours of things? Oh, I gotta watch the NFL draft. You're gonna get caught up. You're gonna get caught up.
You watch NHL playoffs.
It's nothing.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. NFL draft, y'all better watch it.
Put the cap gun down.
Y'all better watch it.
Put the cap gun down.
LA, baby. All right. The last thing, and I'm gonna pick up that gun again, if you can't see, is Bill Carmody. Now, one of your boys from ZBT, remind me of his name.
Tim Ullman.
One of your boys from ZBT wrote a letter to the editor about in the forum page about Bill Carmody and his status as a coach. And I think this letter was a huge eye-opener. First of all, Carmody is a horrible coach. He might be a good guy, but he's a horrible coach.
He's for every season.
Here are 2 shitty things. He is the highest paid person, like staff member at NU, with the exception of maybe like the deans.
The deans?
The deans they're separate. He is the highest paid. He is the 4th highest paid coach in all of the NCAA. What the fuck is that? We won 1 game in the Big Ten this year. We won 2 last year. We can't rebound. We run the Princeton. This is horrible.
We run a high school offense. We run a high school defense. We've been the worst team in the NCAA, like in Division D1 for years.
Yeah.
We can't make the tournament. We're the only team in the BCS conference that have never made the NCAA tournament, and we're paying our coach this much.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be 4 coaches. There are a couple coaches above him. I can think of Coach K. Maybe, Izzo of Michigan State. Maybe Roy Williams.
Louisville dude.
Rick Pitino. But those, and I could probably list some more coaches that I think are much more deserving. They're coaches that win tournaments. Lute Olson at Arizona. How is Bill Carmody higher?
Well, he's good boys
he's friends with Beenan. So I mean, maybe with Beenan leaving,
we might get a good coach.
We could get a good coach with the money we're paying Bill Carmody.
Geez, we probably lose to like New Trier or ETHS's JV team.
I mean,
maybe not New Trier, because
we have good players. We just don't have good coaches.
Yeah, it's horrible. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
That's the end of our headline segment. We'll be back in just a minute to play a fun game.
New game. Check it out.